So now, a far-left activist with growing clout inside of Democrat politics, now under fire for making light of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Hasan Piker has campaigned alongside some of the left's rising stars. Now he's on stage leading a cheering crowd in a song that he used to mock Charlie Kirk. His critics call him out for relishing in the death of somebody with opposing views. Here now, Matt Bennett, founder of Third Way and former Clinton Deputy Special Assistant, Washington Times Editor-at-Large, Alex Swoyer. So here's what Andrew Colbert of Turning Point USA said in response to what Piker did. Hasan Piker is engaging in pure, unadulterated evil. He quotes Proverbs 17, verse 5, whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Matt, why are Democrats embracing this stuff?
I wish I knew. I mean, look, we have pointed out many times that Republicans sometimes campaign with and get together with really terrible people. We have got to call it out on our side, too. This is disgusting, what he did with Charlie Kirk. Yesterday, he also basically said that Jews who support Israel are asking for it, and if there's violence committed against them, it's their fault. And he named a state senator in Michigan, a Jewish state senator in Michigan, and essentially said that guy may have it coming. Not in those exact words, but words to that effect. That is vile. That is disgusting. No Democrat should be anywhere near that guy.
And this guy's really becoming a force in the far left, in the DSA.
And one of the things that I find disappointing is that he's using his voice, just as Charlie Kirk did, to express his views. He should promote and protect the ability for those in the political realm to do so, instead of potentially, I think that this could encourage more political violence. Some of the polling I've seen on political violence, I think there was one that showed 19% think it's justified. That was like 2 years ago. It's gone up to 30-something%. It seems to be the younger people, those that are listening to someone like Hasan Piker. You know, I'm a millennial. I find that jarring, and I worry that we're going to be on a trajectory to see more and more of it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is crazy the way people cheer assassinations. I want to move on to other aspects of the DSA. They like to call themselves saviors of the working people. But there's been some articles and some reporting done recently. They wonder if they're more champagne socialists than they are for the working class. One of those people is a New York DSA organizer, Gustavo Gordillo. The question is, and this was asked by the New York Times, does he live in a $1 million townhouse in Bedford-Stuyvesant, or does he live in a rented apartment in Crown Heights, Brooklyn? The Times said, Mr. Gordillo and the DSA have often vilified the wealthy. Now his address and whether he really lives in a row house valued between $1 and $2 million has become a distraction for the growing left-wing movement. You could also call them silver spoon socialists, I guess, Matt.
You could, come the revolution, we will all live in $1 million townhouses. But look, this kind of ridiculous hypocrisy is just par for the course of the DSA. These people, the views of the DSA are so wildly outside the mainstream that it's like you couldn't even make them up. They're a Republican ad maker's dream. They're already being used against other Democrats, and that's why they're so bad for them.
Right. There's another one, Morris Katz, who was Mamdani's social media advisor, also went on to advise Graham Plattner. New York Post reports this about his accommodations, apparently saying that he stiffed his landlord $14,000. Katz, the 27-year-old Nepo baby credited with fueling socialist Mayor Mamdani's meteoric rise, missed multiple rent payments and bounced checks during his 6-month lease of the top-floor duplex on Lorimer Street, according to two sources with knowledge of the dilemma. The landlord says he bounced a check, but when he was moving out, he paid the full bill. This is what Felix Barbosa said. It was one of those things, to get the rent, you had to pull out his effing teeth. But then he came back and paid everything, $14,000. I don't know where the money came from.
Well, it might have come from Daddy. I'm not sure. Something tells me that maybe someone came in and swooped into the rescue. This is one of those, a few things. Those that support socialism tend to be of this age that you're referencing, 18 to 34. I think at the list of those silver spoon youth, minors, or I don't even know, I guess they're
majors.
They're majors, but young, 27, I think, you know. Going on to advise Mamdani, you mentioned Graham Plattner. also Fetterman. I think he was part of his campaign and was successful. Those that haven't kind of cut the cord, I should say, from parents, it looks like, that are helping fund the bills. But then that is, I guess, part of socialism, right? They're not used to having to pay for themselves. They're used to using other people's money.
But they do like to be involved in socialist politics. And this one is really interesting. Finish off with this. Trust fund DSA baby Grace Ryan responding to critics who say that she's a champagne socialist. She says, everyone's trying to dunk on me for being a progressive from a privileged background. But like, have y'all never heard of noblesse oblige? I have a moral obligation to use my advantages to help those who are struggling. Amy Julia Becker, a writer, says this of noblesse oblige. She says it can lead to assumptions of superiority. The idea that the upper class has gifts to offer the rest of the world, and those poor, marginalized, underprivileged people are grateful recipients of this beneficence. It's generosity that perpetuates a hierarchy. It keeps the privileged behind a wall of wealth, education, and power. It also keeps the noblesse out of touch with the reality of life outside that wall.
You can't make it. Nothing says I understand American politics like quoting Louis XIV. I mean, like, these people are completely out to lunch in every possible
Even Karl Marx didn't like noblesse oblige.
Yeah, and I think you and I have talked in the past about their message of the DSA candidates is always to the working class. But it tends to be that they have PhDs, they're going to Columbia, several of them, graduates from Ivy Leagues, and so it just doesn't kind of match up.
It doesn't, does it?
It does not.
But we're going to hear more about it between now and November. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.